From Studio 16 in the heart of Santa Monica, this is Santa Monica Weekly with your hosts, Chris Balish and Veronica Castro. On this week's show, one of the best spectator sports of the year brings thousands of elite athletes to Santa Monica. How do you make books come to life? With an arts and literacy festival. And Santa Monica takes a data-driven approach to assess community well-being. Go inside the Wellbeing Project launch.
Hi everyone, welcome to our very first broadcast of Santa Monica Weekly, the new local news and lifestyle show here on City TV. I'm Chris Balish.
And I'm Veronica Castro. This is the must-tune-in show that'll bring you all of the exciting events and projects happening in our city.
We're going to take you inside the festivals, introduce you to some fascinating people, and bring you the stories you care about.
Each week we'll tell you about upcoming events and need-to-know information. Plus, we'll bring the movers and shakers right here to Studio 16 so that you can hear the important information right from the source.
And speaking of important, our very first guest on Santa Monica Weekly is none other than Santa Monica Mayor Kevin McEwen. Stay tuned for that.
But right now, let's get to our top stories. Santa Monica is on the forefront of integrating technology and data into everyday life. An example of that is a recently released Wellbeing Index. Santa Monica Weekly reporter Justin Walter takes us inside the Wellbeing Project launch.
Hi, I'm Justin Walter here at the RAND Corporation to learn all about the City of Santa Monica's new Wellbeing Index and how it's going to be used to improve the city's quality of life. The City of Santa Monica's Wellbeing Project has been on a mission to answer the question of how to best measure overall well-being through the Wellbeing Index.
For well over a year, we've embarked on an extensive study to help us identify, define, and measure well-being among Santa Monicans.
Today, we've produced a data model for government that aspires to really make a meaningful difference in people's lives.
In 2013, the City of Santa Monica won the Bloomberg Philanthropies Mayor's Challenge, providing $1 million for the project.
We knew that the idea was really impactful and that if Santa Monica succeeded, many other cities would benefit from it.
We started working with the city as they were putting the idea together, and then we ended up evolving the partnership and got a chance to work with them more specifically on developing the index framework.
A lot of data came actually from city databases for the services that we provide to the community.
It's really creative in a lot of ways. I think it's very innovative in sort of the things that we're trying to measure, trying to look at the science behind well-being and then use that to drive policy.
With new data in the areas of environment and place, health, economic opportunity, learning, and community connectedness, members of the City Council gathered in excitement.
Well, I'm excited to take a look at the data that will come out of this research, and it will provide us the tools to figure out how we can do a better job of serving our community.
I'm looking forward to see how we get people more engaged, how we improve their health, how we improve their connection to their neighbors and their connection to us in government.
This will give us that statistical look at the entire community that no one person could possibly have by themselves. And that information will make me and I think our entire city council better council members.
Even former mayors came out to offer their support.
I'm so proud that Bloomberg selected us, and I think the outcomes are going to be great, and they're very timely.
And this is really what innovation is about, kind of looking forward, connecting pieces that sometimes seem disparate, but they come together.
To me, the most exciting part of this will follow when we begin to implement the results of what we are going to try and figure out what we need to accomplish.
As the crowds gathered to discuss the Wellbeing Index, community leaders discussed how the new findings would improve Santa Monica's future.
Our agency representing the seniors and senior services in the community are really looking forward to using that data and working closely with the other agency and the City of Santa Monica.
We work hard to be innovative, we work hard to understand the community, and yet we know there's more we can do.
Well, that's it for us here at the RAND Corporation. For more information about the Wellbeing Project and Wellbeing Index, go to www.smgov.net/wellbeing.
If you haven't yet, I encourage you to check out the Wellbeing Project's website at smgov.net/wellbeing. Besides being a beautiful website, it displays the project data in unique and easy to understand graphics, breaking down results by neighborhood, gender, and age. There's much more to come from the Wellbeing Project as city staff and residents begin creating policy and project based on results.
One of my favorite stats from the project is 70% of Santa Monica residents report being happy either some of the time, or most of the time, or all of the time.
That's great.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
Santa Monica's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Well, one of the ways to encourage well-being in our community is through events like the Arts and Literacy Festival. It was recently held at Virginia Avenue Park. Santa Monica Weekly reporter Naibe Reynoso was there.
I'm Naibe Reynoso at the Arts and Literacy Festival at Virginia Avenue Park, where kids get to learn the importance of reading. They get to make their own books, swap books, and also meet some of their favorite book characters, such as Curious George. Dozens of children and families enjoyed a fun day at the park where books came to life.
Today is a wonderful celebration of the arts and literacy. It's also just about the time for the 1-year anniversary for our beautiful Pico Library, so we're so happy to have this and to celebrate creativity and learning and discovery.
Bringing arts and literacy to this park is a natural with the library and all of the programs that we already run, and getting the synergy of the farmers market today just is a great match.
The event also featured many interactive learning stations.
We're very involved in kindergarten readiness, and so this is a great opportunity to really target activities for 0 to 5-year-olds.
I'm actually a librarian by training, and I've worked at the Santa Monica Public Library and just love the idea of bringing art and creativity together with literacy and making books that kids make themselves.
So I found a little friend here. What's your name?
Yayo.
Yayo, and you're here with your mom who brought you to enjoy books. Tell me what you did today.
Well, today I'm going to make a book, but I'm trying to think what I want to make it about. Usually I make books at my house. Sometimes they're comic books about Captain Underpants.
Oh, Captain Underpants, that's a really exciting character. Santa Monica has a diverse community which was also represented.
We actually have lots of bilingual resources and languages, children's books in multiple languages as well. We know that it's a diverse community. We want to be able to make sure that everybody can celebrate their culture and other cultures and learn different languages.
Indeed, the festival proved the Pico Library may be one of the coolest places to be. A librarian's job is quite fun. People might not think so, but it is, right?
It is totally fun.
And advice for moms out there and dads, what's one thing that you could do to excite your children about reading?
Be silly. Actually, really, that's what it is. Children will connect with you when you're reading aloud, and if you make noises, and if you are just as interested as they are, they will really love reading, and they will become longtime readers.
Reporting for Santa Monica City TV, I'm Naibe Reynoso.
The Santa Monica Public Library has a full roster of summer reading programs and events for literacy lovers of all ages. For more information, please visit smpl.org.
Now, Chris, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I heard that last weekend you showed up at Studio 16 soaking wet from head to toe.
It's true.
What happened?
I went in the water more than once, but it was all in good fun. And I'm going to tell you, I was one of thousands of people who showed up to the Tommy Bahama Paddleboard Race and Ocean Festival. I thought I could paddleboard, but I was wrong.
The Paddleboard Race and Ocean Festival at the Santa Monica Pier is one of the best spectator events on the beach all year.
They'll start on the beach, and then they'll go out through the surf, around a buoy, come back in, surfing a wave.
Are they bumping into each other out there?
There's a little rubbing during racing. I mean, it's all friendly and everybody has a good time, but occasionally we have a little rubbing going on.
From the lifeguard dory races to the stand-up paddleboarding, all ages like to get comfortable in the sand and watch the action.
Have you gotten any good shots of anybody wiping out?
Yeah, actually I just shot one. Someone hit a wave when they were going out there and they totally ate it.
How's the water out there?
Water's nice. It's about 62 degrees. It was windy, real windy. It was a tough paddle on the way up, and then coming back down, it was even tougher. So,
you brought the whole gang out today. Why?
Just we love the beach, and we want to help celebrate surf and beach culture here in Santa Monica.
Are any of these little ones surfers?
Linnea's starting to learn. He's getting exposed to the water. Sienna's interested, so yes.
Do you guys ever want to compete as a surfer?
Maybe. I would.
It's a super fun, active day where people are paddling, they're swimming, we've got dory races, and that's what Tommy Bahama's about too.
Wow, so light. What does it take to succeed in stand-up paddleboard?
Practice. Yeah, I don't do it. Like I won't even try. It's too hard. The boards are very thin. They're a little bit buoyant, but you have to have a really good center of gravity and a lot of power, and then cardio. So I can't breathe that long.
What's scarier, stand-up paddleboard racing or the roller coaster here on the pier?
I have not experienced this awesome looking roller coaster.
You got to get on there.
But I don't know. I might have to partake later on today.
But all the fun is not restricted just to the beach. How did the crowd like it today?
I think they enjoyed it. I think they had a good time. Did you girls have a good time? Yeah.
I did not know gentlemen did hula.
Yeah, actually, I think men actually started doing it before women did.
Put your hands on your hips, taotea, bend the knees, and you're gonna do paoti scissors, just like this. Nice. A little bit faster. Let's try it, girls. Paoti. Yeah.
This is good.
Yee. Very nice.
I can do this.
Yeah, you look great.
There are some sweet treats here at this festival too. What do you got?
An organic raw coconut
Is
water.
it good?
It's delicious. It's sweet.
Well, I'm so inspired by all these awesome paddleboarders. I found a board and I'm gonna give it a try. Wish me luck. On second thought, I probably should have thought this through. As I paddle out into the surf, I just know this is not gonna end well. And I was right. But luckily, I didn't get hurt. I'm gonna have to leave the stand-up paddleboarding to the pros. But I will definitely come back to this event next year, as a spectator, of course. More than $15,000 in cash prizes were handed out to the winners of this year's event, and the top 3 finishers in each category received trophies. And I must say, I was not among those 3. But my hula skills are legit. What about
that? You need a little more practice.
Probably.
Are you looking for something fun to do with your family this month? Well, stay right here on City TV, because when we come back, we're going to highlight upcoming events happening around Santa Monica.
And later in this episode, Santa Monica Weekly, we'll be talking with Mayor Kevin McEwen. He's here in Studio 16.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter to stay informed about what's happening in our city. # Santa Monica Weekly. We'll be right back.
I thought I had everything under control. Then, one day, something happened. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know there was help. Until someone told me.
Providing access to justice, the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles can help with domestic violence issues, eviction defense, government benefits, immigration, and other civil legal issues.
Who knows what gratitude means? Nicholas?
To be thankful.
Writing letters to our military is a great way to say thank you for their service.
Frisco! Somebody loves you.
Dear soldier, thank you for keeping me safe. You're my hero.
To donate or send a care package to America's heroes, visit OperationGratitude.com.
Discover 30 years of opera in Santa Monica. Discover the Verdi Chorus.
Welcome back to Santa Monica Weekly, your best source for all the fun activities happening around the city. If it's going on in Santa Monica, you'll hear about it right here.
And we have a few upcoming events and some need-to-know information we'd like to share with you now. First of all, short-term rentals have been a hot topic lately. A new city ordinance is now in effect in Santa Monica that effectively bans short-term vacation rentals. Under the new law, it's okay to rent out space in your home to travelers as long as you are present on site during their stay. You'll also need a business license, but you cannot rent out your place and then leave town, letting the renters stay there without you. Mayor Kevin McEwen will be here in studio in a few minutes, and we'll ask him about the new law.
Make sure we take off our Airbnb
taking down my profiles
right
Here's
away.
My phone.
Are you ready for another summer of live music on the beach? The weekly Twilight concerts at the Pier return this year on Thursday, July 9th. It features 80s funk band Morris Day and The Time. Chris, do you know any of their songs?
Are you kidding me?
Let's hear it.
Odie-o.
Oh, girl, I wanna
Odie-o.
show ya, show ya.
You got it.
Well,
Nice.
we won't be performing, but
Thankfully.
the live music concerts continue every Thursday night through September 10th. Check out the full lineup at santamonicapier.org.
Now, if you've never been to the gorgeous Miles Memorial Playhouse in Santa Monica, here's a great reason to go. The American Circus Theater is holding its Summer Art Series on June 19th, 20th, and 21st at the Miles Playhouse. These talented and creative live performers will showcase song, dance, and acrobatics. Tickets start at $20. For all the information, visit milesplayhouse.org.
Well, of course, summer in Santa Monica means beach time. So, Chris, you got your board shorts ready?
I'm wearing them now.
Awesome. One of the coolest places to model your latest swimwear is at the Annenberg Community Beach House. It sits right on the sand, has a full restaurant, swimming pool, and endless activities for all ages. Visit their website at annenbergbeachhouse.com.
And relaxing with a good book is a favorite summertime activity for many people. And the Santa Monica Public Library has a bunch of great reading programs and events for all ages. Teens, youngsters, and even babies can earn prizes for the amount of time they spend reading or being read to. Check out smpl.org for all of the details.
Well, a lot of people like the beach and the library, so why not combine the two?
Genius.
The Santa Monica Public Library is taking its show on the road, or should I say on the sand. The Beach Pop-Up Library is backed by popular demand this summer, so grab your sunscreen and your favorite New York Times bestseller. For more times and locations, go to calendar.smgov.net.
And the city of Santa Monica has the Juneteenth celebration, and that committee, they've created a nice event, and it's planned for this Saturday. It's called 150 Years of Freedom, and it commemorates Emancipation Day, when slavery was abolished in the United States. The festivities take place from 11 to 4 at Virginia Park. There will be plenty of food, activities, and more than a dozen music and dance performances.
Here's a creative event for children and parents to enjoy together. It's Puppet School. Children of all ages are invited to participate in a hands-on puppet building workshop, followed by a puppet show put on by the children. This unique event happens on Saturday, June 20th from 10 a.m. to noon in Tongva Park. The class is free and open to the public.
Now, Veronica, you know we have to go out and cover all these events.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a busy summer.
Yeah, but I mean a fun summer. Is there any other job that you'd rather be doing?
No, well, maybe lifeguard,
Oh,
but no,
okay.
This is the job. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, the mayor of Santa Monica joins us here in Studio 16.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook. We'll post all of the fun and happening events in our city. # Santa Monica Weekly. We'll be right back.
Care packages give hope while you're away fighting battles. But what happens when battles follow you home? JVS Veterans First helps returning soldiers transition to civilian life with services such as peer support, career counseling, and job training.
JVS Veterans First can help. Own your honor.
Visit jvsla.org for more information.
The Santa Monica Museum of Art. Take a closer look.
Hey Mom, yes I'm home. Saved you some dinner.
Plan now for a major earthquake. Contact the Santa Monica Office of Emergency Management. Don't be caught in the dark.
At the Boys and Girls Club of Santa Monica, we build long-lasting relationships with our kids.
Love. Friendships.
Support. Trust.
Learning.
I know. Fun.
All that and a lot more.
We're not just a club. We're family.
Great futures start here.
Welcome back. We have a special guest joining us in studio today.
Santa Monica Mayor Kevin McKeown is here to update us on some city projects and answer questions that we've all been wondering about. Mayor, thank you so much for coming in.
Well, the first thing I want to do is welcome you, Veronica and Chris, to your
Thank
show.
you. Thank you. We're
Glad
excited to be
with you.
here.
Super
Thank you.
excited.
And you're about halfway through your term as mayor. Is there anything specific that you're focused on accomplishing?
I think my job really, at its core, is to help the community ascertain where it wants to go and then help us get there. And I'm working with a very cooperative, very highly skilled, intelligent city council, and I'm really grateful to them for what they've enabled us to do in these first 6 months.
And what would you say is your most significant contribution in those first 6 months?
We have done so many things. It has been such a 6 months. When I first got to be mayor, I said how grateful I was to get this particular year because it is a very important year in the history of Santa Monica. The very first meeting I had as mayor, we increased our tenant harassment ordinance to protect renters, not just rent-controlled renters, but all renters in the city. We then moved on to water conservation and our response to the drought, and we got out ahead of the state. We had a 20% plan before Jerry Brown told us that we had to. We had a measure pass last November called Measure LC. We held a city council meeting and we developed a plan on how we will move forward with the Santa Monica Airport in the next year or so. As we will talk about, we hired a new city manager, which is a really big deal for the city of Santa Monica. I'm so happy that we were able to snag Rick Cole to be our city manager. We're in the process of preparing a budget that is both prudent fiscally and progressive socially. We have begun the outreach on a minimum wage to bring the working families in Santa Monica out of poverty. So it has been a very productive 6 months at our city council.
That's wonderful. And what are the biggest challenges that the city council faces in the upcoming year?
Well, the airport continues to be a big issue, and next month I will be traveling to Washington, D.C. along with Mayor Pro Tem Tony Vasquez and Councilmember Sue Himmelrich and our city attorney and a number of members of the community so that we can talk with the Federal Aviation Administration about taking control of that land which we own at Santa Monica Airport. So that's going to be a very important meeting. Now, whether we come back with any new news or not has yet to be seen. The FAA has been very slow to respond to Santa Monica in the past. I'm looking forward to introducing Rick Cole to the community. And actually, because we're at a point where we will have passed the budget and we will have dealt with some of the issues that were before us, Rick will have time to get out and meet with people. And we'll be sending out letters inviting people to come meet with our new city manager. Rick is a listener. He's a responsive city manager, and that's something that was very important to us in hiring him. Coming up this fall, we're going to introduce bike share to Santa Monica. And that's something I've wanted to do for 5 years. The Breeze will be coming to Santa Monica streets. And along with the Big Blue Bus, that'll be part of the connectivity that we're creating for the Expo line, which will be here by the end of the year. So the pace continues. This is a very fast-moving year in Santa Monica.
The short-term rental ordinance, that's been in the news a lot. That goes into effect this week. What do citizens need to know?
Well, actually, Chris, you explained it very well earlier in the program. The main thing citizens need to know is that our interest here is preserving our housing. What we found was that up to 1,700 units in Santa Monica were being rented out, and the vast majority were housing units that were no longer being used as dwellings. They've been turned into de facto hotel rooms. Now, all of that was illegal, actually. There was no way to do it with a permit because you couldn't get a permit from the city of Santa Monica for that. What our ordinance does is, for the first time, legalize true home sharing. So if you have a spare bedroom or even a guest house, if you're in a single family home, you can quite legally now rent that out and have not only the income, which is important to people, but the cultural benefit of having visitors perhaps from all over the world come and stay with you and learn something about Santa Monica. All we've done is say no more de facto hotel rooms. Apartments and houses are to be lived in.
That's important.
Yeah,
wow.
Very much so.
And a big change for Santa Monica, but much needed. And the council just hired a new city manager. You mentioned him earlier. Tell us about the selection process and what made Rick Cole stand out.
We did a national search for a city manager. I mean, the city manager of Santa Monica, frankly, it's one of the best jobs in the country. This is a very exciting city to work for. And so we talked to a lot of people who had the skills to do the job, and some had the passion to do the job. But nobody impressed us like Rick Cole did. Other people did impress me, but Rick moved me because Rick is a visionary. He has an idea of where we can go in the future with Santa Monica. He's a great listener, so he'll bring the community together to accomplish those goals. I think we got somebody who is very experienced. He's been the mayor of Pasadena. He's been the city manager of Azusa and the city manager of Ventura. We stole him from the city of Los Angeles, where he is currently the deputy mayor of budget and innovation. So he has 3,500 people under him in that one department right now, and he's dealing with a budget of over $7 billion. So you'd think in a way coming to Santa Monica was a strange move for Rick, but Rick's father was born here, and Rick has been a student of our city all his professional life. I've known Rick for 15 years. He is going to be the best city manager we could possibly have gotten.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, yes.
Our city is so lucky to have a community that is very civically active. City Hall, city council meetings are often standing room only. Is this a good thing? Do you like this? How does this affect your job?
I think when you're on the city council or mayor, it's important to know where the community stands, because that's who you're here to serve. Right. You know, we're not here to govern from an ivory tower. We represent a constituency, and that constituency in Santa Monica, we're very fortunate, is quite vocal. The challenge of that sometimes is we get so many people to a city council meeting that it's hard to hear from everybody. We have a policy in Santa Monica, unlike many other cities, of letting everyone speak. In some cities, they'll say, well, we have an hour. Whoever gets to talk to us in the first hour, they're the people we listen to, and everybody else doesn't get heard. In Santa Monica, we've had meetings that go till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning with people lined up to speak. And the challenge for us is to try to organize the meeting so people get to speak early. We know how hard it is to be at a city council meeting at 1 o'clock in the morning because we're there. And we know that it's even harder for people with families. So the advantage of it is we hear from more people. The disadvantage is it often goes late into the night. And so we encourage people to give us written communication as well as in-person communication. Sometimes people can actually explain their ideas far better in writing than they can in 2 minutes live at the city council meeting.
Well, you've already done so much, but what are your goals and hopes for the next decade?
Well, first, there's what we have to do the rest of this year, and part of that is an agenda that's already set by events in the city. Then there's working with our new city manager, Rick, to develop that vision for the next 10 years. Obviously, in Santa Monica, development is becoming an enormous issue. We don't want a city frozen in amber, because that's a city on its way to death. We also don't want a city so overdeveloped that we lose the quality of life that brought us all here in the first place. So I think my vision for Santa Monica going forward is finding that balance. And that's going to involve a number of factors. Part of it is taking money out of political campaigns, because often our politics are driven by the developers and other corporate interests. Of course, the Supreme Court has ruled that money from political interests can come into campaigns, but in Santa Monica, we need to find a way to work with that and to make sure that the residents and the other stakeholders in the community are not overwhelmed by outside money. Everybody wants to be in Santa Monica. We're happy about that, but we also don't want to be overrun.
Awesome. Last question. Santa Monica has so many cultural events and activities and the concerts and everything. What do you like to do? How do you spend your free time?
Nothing in Santa Monica has ever had the impact on me and the value for me of our beach. I mean, let's face it, we have one of the best beaches in the world. That has been recognized by by organizations all over the world. We're considered one of the top 10 urban beaches in the entire world. As far as local events, my favorite is the Santa Monica Festival at Clover Park, because so much of what we do is national, maybe even international, or at least regional. That's a local event. I go to the Santa Monica Festival and I see families and people that I know from our local neighborhoods, and that's important to me.
Mayor McEwen, thank you so much. We're so grateful that you could come in here.
Well,
thank you.
Again, welcome and congratulations on your new show.
Thank you. We promise to come back and visit sometime soon.
I will.
Awesome.
Certainly.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for our very first episode of Santa Monica Weekly. We'll be back next week. Follow us on Instagram and social media.